Nightwish fans, and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new over here, hello, my name is Elvann, I'm a recording artist and I create acoustic and metal fantasy music. I actually have one of my songs available to download for free, and if that's the kind of thing you're interested in, then you can find it in the cards up there and in the description box down below. Alright, so today we are reacting to She Is My Sin at Wacken 2013, and really excited about this one because She Is My Sin is probably one of the songs that I have the most fun singing from Nightwish. I've been performing it live with the band that I used to be working with, and I'm super curious on how Floor is gonna pull this one off, because She Is My Sin is one of the songs in Nightwish that I feel is kind of more on the like high spectrum. It's not that the song is that high, it's just that at least for soprano I feel like it's always in that kind of middle range. While editing I realized that what I was saying might be sounding a bit contradictory, but what I meant by middle range here is basically that the melody in She Is My Sin is always sort of in that passaggio area, and hence it can be really hard for a singer to sustain for entire phrases or for a long time. Maybe my memory is wrong also because I haven't been singing it for a while, but I really did feel like I needed to use more of a head voice in order for me to be able to pull that off. Knowing Floor, I think that she might want to go into a more belting way of doing things, and I'm really curious to hear how that's gonna sound like. She might also surprise me and go on a more operatic style, but I really doubt that is the direction that she would normally go for. So I am really curious about this one, and without further ado, let's actually get started and react to this. Is this the original key? I think they transposed it, which would make a lot of sense. I'm not sure. Not sure. Yeah, it's transposed. It's transposed. It's normally in A minor. Let's verify, just to be sure. Do I have like a piano app somewhere? Let me see. Take it, dear heart, once apart. Yeah, normally the singer starts on an A. Tarja was starting on an A, and here she sings. So basically they've transposed the song a whole step down in order to help Floor probably with belting the notes. If Floor would be using a head voice, I think that she would totally be able to pull that off, but that was my concern from the beginning of this, that it might be really difficult to belt that high actually, and well, we have our answer here. Now my suspicion is that she's gonna want to go and belt most of the notes there. But let's see. Sounds really nice. I just want to stop there because I want to comment on this first part. So I really like the kind of tone that she's using here. Like sometimes while she does go more into belting, that's what I expected her to go for at this point. But also like she's keeping a really light sort of tone compared to a lot of stuff that she does here, which to me is a nice way of keeping the song sounding like it was in the beginning, because or like keeping the song, what is it that I'm trying to say? She uses a tone that is obviously not the same as what Tarja was singing, but it's kind of similar in the way that it's using more of like a soft approach, and then the belting sounds a little bit more like, I'll say powerful, but and I really like that because it keeps the intention and kind of the idea of the original song, which I think is really cool. And I like when artists go and do something a tiny bit different, like they add their own thing to a song or a performance, but they also make sure that they stay true to the original in some way, and like kind of do it respectfully or with like regards for the original. Like you can of course do something completely different when you do a cover, and that's totally fine. But like what I'm thinking of right now is like there's a lot of like musicians in metros that I've heard that like they basically like change it so much that it's barely recognizable, sort of thing. And this would be the extreme of the spectrum. But I do like when artists do make an effort to sort of communicate the song in the way that it was intended first also, and kind of stay true to that. And I think that she did something, I think that in this first section, she really nailed that part. Yeah. Yeah. Sounding really beautiful. Like I can hear that, like she's doing excellent job over here, so it's definitely not a critique, but I can sort of hear in her voice that like, okay, we're in a part where she sounds really good and she can totally pull it off, but I sort of do feel like she's kind of like, okay, like luckily it's not higher than that, sort of thing. Like I hear that it's probably sounding a lot nicer like this than it would one step up, because that this is just more adapted to her voice and to the style that she's going for when she belts those notes. Hearing the song drop is so weird for me. She's going a bit more aggressive here. Yeah. Just the right amount. Like... Look at like how much she needs to open her mouth in order to be able to pull this off. Just look... There. That's the kind of place in your range, especially if she's going more like into a belting direction there. She really needs to open up here, because otherwise it's just not gonna come out. So like she's doing it well, actually. She's doing everything she can over here. modulation. That's the part where it really, like, here in the original key for me, that's the part where it becomes like, okay, like, it was sort of like always stuck in that space, or like that higher register, and none of the notes are really like high, but they're sustained, and like medium high and sustained is hard. Is hard to achieve, actually. So like, okay, in A minor, I'm okay. We're okay. She's okay. I'm curious about the rest, because I think the song just went one step up at this point, and this is where it becomes kind of challenging. So I really want to hear what's gonna happen here. Like, I'm confident that she's gonna nail it. I mean, but like, I want to hear how it's gonna sound like. Oh yeah. 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 Yeah, oh, she nailed it. Yeah. Haha. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Ooh. All right, that was extremely interesting, especially given the fact that they transposed the song for her voice. And my thoughts about this in general is that every single voice is different and has different places where they sound better. Like, you might be able to sing a lot higher, but then when you put it down a bit, it just makes you sound better. And it's not a matter of like whether you're a better or a worse singer if you transpose the songs, because it's just physically your instrument is meant to sound best in specific ranges of notes. And I think that doing something like that, if they think that it sounds better in her voice, is a very wise decision to make. So just to be clear, there's no pride in changing the key of a song to match your vocal range as best as possible and put your best foot forward. And it's not a matter of skills, it's a matter of where you sound best. And I mean, you don't give to a violin cello lines, because a violin can't play the same notes. It can't go as low. And I think it's a good comparison to make when you have a certain type of voice. There are some instances where you're gonna sound best in certain places. Like for me, even if I'm technically a soprano the same way as Sharon, which is Within Temptation's lead singer. She has that very nice and comfortable voice in those registers, and that's great. But I have a different voice, for instance, so it doesn't mean anything. It's just we all have different qualities in our voices that we want to put forward. And in this case, I think that it's a super appropriate decision, because I think it's sounding really great. And I don't think that having it one step up would have given anything to the song, except for making her like more, probably feeling less comfortable, but also kind of like not allowing her to sound as good as she can. And that's what it's all about, basically. I don't think they've transposed other songs so far from their live performances. So it's the first time that I realized, or maybe that I noticed that they changed the key. But yeah, I think it's wise decision. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments down below how you like this performance, and if you actually noticed that the key was dropped as well. Let me know your thoughts about artists doing that, and if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I would really like to hear about your opinions about that in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you want to have more reaction videos like this one. And if you want to watch more reaction videos from Nightwish, then I'm definitely the channel to subscribe to, because I do a lot of Nightwish reactions and covers and everything Nightwish on my channel. Leave me a thumbs up also so I know that I should keep making videos like this one. And if you haven't already, go ahead and download my original song. The link is in the description box down below. Thank you so much again for watching this video, and I see you in the next one. Bye!